Ain't playing with nobody. You step in that ring with him, be prepared.
Oh my God! All day. There you go. That's it. That's it.
Relax. There you go. Just relax.
Round.
Fighter is his experience, his toughness, his cardio. He has a lot of heart, and he knows that I'm coming to win. And they're saying that this is the hardest he's ever been training.
Peeling back in terms of some of that discipline. But, you know, training camp happens, you know, if he's locked in and he's looking to make a show and try and knock this guy out, I wouldn't be surprised either. Does he have the gas? Yeah. Even though he's dealing with a bigger guy, you know, it's still, he's been 10, 12 rounds in real fights. Jake hasn't. Jake has shown that he's got tired out in fights.
Jake Paul's confidence is at an all-time high as he prepares for his fight with Gervonta "Tank" Davis. Known for his bold attitude and fearless trash talk, Jake isn't backing down this time either. His arrival near Tank's training camp has already created tension between both teams. Meanwhile, Tank Davis is sharpening his speed and power in training, showing that he's taking this fight very seriously. Everything points toward an explosive showdown when these two finally meet in the ring.
And so right now, I just want to see what he brings to us. We just got off the plane. You know, a lot of work yesterday from the interviews and stuff, so I want to see how he react. 2 sparring partners, and rounds is unknown.
All right, y'all. Let's go.
When they watch us in here working, they saying we going bang, 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 bang.
There you go. Good. There you go.
When he get in that ring, he's on a mission. Because he understand that he got to put his pants on, training wheels going. You got what you asked for. Let's get it now.
Jake Paul says he's training harder than ever before. His focus and discipline in this camp are on a different level. He claims fans will see a completely new version of himself. Faster, smarter, and sharper. Jake has been working on clean combinations, better footwork, and quicker movement, promising to shock the world when he faces Gervonta Davis.
Pick him apart, and people are going to be able to see the skill set that I've been working on in the gym that I haven't been able to showcase in recent fights yet.
For Gervonta Davis, this fight isn't just another payday or exhibition, it's personal. Facing Jake Paul, a YouTuber turned boxer who's gained fame with surprising wins, Tank sees this as a fight for pride and legacy. The undefeated champion has gone through an exhausting, all-out training camp, leaving no room for mistakes. Boxing analyst Paulie Malignaggi mentioned that while Jake's fights aren't fixed, they are often carefully planned to favor him. But this time, things are different. Tank Davis thrives under real pressure and loves true competition. He knows that one mistake could become a viral moment, and that thought pushes him to stay focused. He's determined to prove he's still one of the most dangerous fighters alive.
Knockouts. People like knockouts. They don't care if you're knocking out cab drivers. Look at Jake Paul's career.
You can manufacture that though. You can manufacture that though. You can manufacture knockouts. You
can't manufacture.
To a
Gervonta
degree,
Davis.
you can. To a degree. I mean, you can't. Yeah, Gervonta legitimately cannot get knockouts. I agree. He can punch, but there's a lot of limited knockout artists though, man.
He's one of the least active punchers in the game with the highest knockout percentage of current heavyweight.
But if he was a real knockout artist, if he was a real knockout artist, prop him up against the best of the best. Felix Trinidad was a knockout artist. He was knocking out the best of the best. If you're a real knockout artist, prop him up against the best and show us how he smokes them. But the way we did when Felix Trinidad was doing it. You know, the way they did when Mike Tyson was doing it in his prime. Okay, say what you want about the Mike Tyson era. He knocked out everyone from 1986 to 1989. Everyone got knocked out. Everyone.
But by your standard, you could say that Tyson was to a degree manufactured.
No, because he fought everyone that was there. Everyone that was there at that time fought.
Teddy Ellis will 100% agree with this.
With the expense of Witherspoon.
That we're afraid of him.
With the exception of Witherspoon. No, but they all, doesn't matter. He knocked them all out. There was nobody you could say in that era except maybe Witherspoon, who had contract issues with King at the time. Except for Witherspoon, there is nobody Tyson didn't fight in that era. He knocked them all out. You can't say like, oh, but if he would have fought that guy, I don't know. No, with Davis, there's guys right now that have been hanging around for years. Yo, dude, when are you going to fight them? The lightweight division was stacked with talent. talent. Even at 130, it had a lot of talent when he was there. Didn't fight almost any of them. So it's not the same thing as the Tyson era. You want to say anything about Tyson era? Fine. It wasn't as high level or something.
Teofimo Lopez shared his opinion on the fight, saying it should be viewed more as entertainment than a real sporting contest. He believes the weight difference and celebrity hype make it more of a show than an official boxing event. According to Lopez, this matchup reflects how modern boxing has changed, where the goal is to draw views and attention rather than impact rankings. While some fans agree with him, others argue that Tank Davis takes every fight seriously and won't treat it as a joke. Lopez's comment highlights a bigger truth. Boxing today is a mix of sport and show business, and fighters like Jake Paul blur the line between the two, attracting millions of new viewers even if traditional fans remain skeptical.
It's fun for the sport of boxing. It makes it fun, it makes it entertaining. That's what it is all about, you know, and may the best man win. It's an exhibition regardless, it doesn't count.
Doesn't count? Yeah. We need to see you and Tank though. It has to happen.
What happened?
It has to happen, you and Tank.
We'll see, man. It's up to the champ. He's the champ, right? He's fighting. He's a celebrity champ.
One of Jake Paul's former sparring partners recently issued a strong warning. He said Jake has never faced the kind of power that Gervonta Davis brings into the ring. He explained that Jake's confidence comes from knocking out MMA fighters, but none of them had Tank's speed, timing, or punching accuracy. Davis's power, he added, isn't just about strength. It's about precision and explosiveness. Jake might believe his size gives him an edge, but one clean punch from Tank could completely change that belief. Many experts agree that Jake is stepping into dangerous territory against a true knockout artist who performs best under pressure.
I think honestly, man, like every single time, you know, people said that Jake would get finished or he would lose a fight, he obviously proved everybody wrong. But I genuinely believe this time, I think that, you know, with Gervonta's boxing IQ and him having Jake come down a little bit in weight, I think Gervonta will beat him, honestly. I think Gervonta will hurt him. I think he'll just use IQ. He'll tire him out a little bit, and you know, I think he'll land. You know, Gervonta knows how to touch his opponents. But it's interesting because when Floyd fought Logan, the size really made a big, you know, impact, and you saw Floyd struggle, you know, against a big, you know, Ohio corn-fed, you know, wrestling strong dude. And you know, I've sparred Jake and Logan before, and you know, they train hard.
You're picking Tank by knockout?
Look, I sparred them years ago. They're much better than when I sparred them. They're athletes. You know, they train really hard. I think they work harder.
Champion Tim Bradley spoke about the emotional and mental pressure that Gervonta Davis faces outside the ring. He reminded fans that fighters are still human beings, dealing with stress, criticism, and exhaustion. Bradley said, "Constant criticism from the media and social media can create mental fatigue that affects focus and performance." Despite this, Tank uses those challenges as motivation to train even harder. Bradley believes that if Davis can control his emotions and stay focused, his natural talent will easily overpower Jake Paul's inexperience. The message was clear. While Jake enjoys attention and fame, Tank carries the weight of expectations from the entire boxing world.
Tank, you know what I mean? I was misinformed. You know, you gotta know what somebody's going through, man, or have gone through, and where they've ended up. Now, you have to understand that. You gotta understand their DNA, you know, and we as fans, we fail to realize that. We as commentators and fanboys and all that, like, we all don't do that. We don't do our research. You know, you got to know about somebody's history. So, like, if you understand where Tank came from, if you understand his background, then you understand how he thinks and why he feels the way he feels. You know, you do. So, I mean, for instance, like, his parents, right? His parents were drug addicts, in and out of the system, in and out of jail. You know, he lived with his grandmother. You know, like, you gotta understand when he started boxing, why he started boxing. Understand that, you know, that what the influence that Calvin has had on his life, and how if their relationship isn't great, how that affects him. And this is not making any excuses, people. This isn't. I'm not making no excuses. I'm just giving you what I think, and I'm giving you the facts surrounding all of this. You know, I remember back in 2012, you know, I'm living right. I'm living civil. I'm taking care of my business. I feel like I'm doing everything right. You know, I'm living right. I'm saying all the right things. You know, I want people to...
The promotional buildup for this fight has been massive, with interviews, training clips, and social media hype everywhere. However, reports say that ticket sales are slower than expected. Even though interest online is huge, many fans seem hesitant to pay high prices for seats. Critics believe that's because people see the event more as entertainment than a serious boxing match. Still, the marketing team is pushing hard, using Jake Paul's fame and Gervonta Davis's reputation to keep the event trending. This situation shows the reality of modern boxing. Massive online buzz doesn't always mean sold-out arenas. Both camps are now counting on pay-per-view and global streaming to make this fight a financial success.
Promo is fire. And when this fight first got announced, I told y'all, the promo, when they start promoting it, it is going to be fire. The promo will be better than the fight, right? Because obviously, I don't like the fight. I'm not a fan of the fight. I cannot stand the decision for Tank to go in this direction, although I understand it, right? I understand it because I understand the business behind it. So I get all of that. But the promo is fire. If you go watch it, the way that is shot, the production of it looks very, very top of the line, top shelf, as you would expect from a company as big as Netflix, which is a $530 billion company. So they have the budget, they have the money to make sure their production is A1. Obviously, as a Tank Davis fan, paying attention to him in the promo, the young man looks in good spirits. He looks like he's in a good headspace, and he doesn't look like he's unhappy to be there, which bodes well for the prospects of him continuing to continue his boxing career, I guess, not retiring. And I think that as he gets closer to the fight, as the fight happens, he'll be in his happy place. And I expect for Tank fans, for boxing fans, to get really good news after Tank Davis and Jake Paul share the ring and they do the post-fight press conference. I think that a lot of people will probably be happy with the outcome of what Tank Davis has to say after that fight. But the promo is fire. It's just a trailer. It's up on the Netflix YouTube channel. Go check it out if you haven't already. Really enjoyed watching that promo. Watched it a couple of times. And as I said, I'm paying attention to the press conferences. I'm paying attention to the